name is Alexis Adams, and I'm here today to tell you why the short story I chose would make a great addition to your syllabus for this course. When I stop to think about what American literature means to me, the first thing I think of is the history behind the story. When I read literature, no matter if it's true or fiction, there always seems to be history behind it. The second thing I think of is how the author puts their feelings into the story. As you read the story, you feel what the author intends for you to feel. These two things are the main thing I look for while reading, and at the end of the story, I feel like I too went on the adventure. The short story I chose to be added to the syllabus is called Lullaby by Leslie Marmon Silko. According to the novel summary analysis, Lullaby was first written in 1970, which was during a significant time in the history of Native American struggles with mainstream American culture. Lullaby is a story of a Native American woman in the Navajo tribe who went through many difficulties in her life, all which involve around the intrusions of white authority figures. She lost one son to the army and the other two children to the government doctors to do studies on. All of the tribulations she went through caused the lady pain, and she didn't stay in the house after her children were taken away. As if she hadn't gone through enough, her husband lost his job with white rancher who employed him, and he drank their money away at a local bar. Through all of the events she had gone through in her life, she still can reminisce over the strong ties she had with her mother. At the end of the story, the lady had an overwhelming feeling that she needed to be with her husband. She went looking for him that night. As they stopped on the way back to the barn, where they lived for the moment, she wrapped her husband in the army blanket and sang him a lullaby as he passed away. As I read the story, I couldn't help thinking of all the history the story had behind it. The fact that it wasn't the normal African American or American story and language. It was nice reading about another culture in our world. The Native Americans are dying out more and more in our world, so the fact that others like myself in the next generation will be able to read stories about them fills my heart with joy. In the story, there is an incident where the government came to take away the lady's children. She signed the release paper because the only English she knew was to sign her name. When she realizes what just happened, she grabbed her children and ran into the woods and hid there until her husband came to look for them. The feelings described in the scene really make you feel as if you were there, witnessing the whole thing yourself. It is stories like this that make reading enjoyable and something you look forward to reading. I think this is an important aspect in college. You can easily get behind in your assignments, and if you're dreading your assignments, you can usually put them off. If something is enjoyable, then I think people, especially college students, could relate to the feeling, enjoy long reading assignments. The army blanket is the one thing that stuck out in my head the whole time I was reading the short story. Leslie Marmon Silko describes the army blanket as old. The lady in the story's eldest son, Jimmy, gave her the army blanket. She explains that it was given to her a long time ago, and the green wool was faded, and it was unraveling on the edges. This visual reminds me of the love of a mother had for her child. The fact that the son sacrificed so much, even his life, to serve others, is seen in that blanket. The blanket represents love, sacrifice, and respect of a mother and child. She used the blanket when she was cold or lonely. She had the blanket to turn to when her children were taken away, and it was there with them as they were covered in snow while her husband lied there dying. According to the short story for students, Leslie Marmon Silko is one of the most celebrated Native American writers of her generation. Her short story Lullaby first appeared in Storyteller in 1981, a book in which she interweaves autobiographical reminiscence, short stories, poetry, photographs of her family, and traditional songs. The book as a whole is concerned with oral traditions of storytelling in Native American cultures. There are a variety of formats Silko attempts to reproduce the effect of oral storytelling in a written English form. She is also concerned with the transformative power of storytelling in the lives of her characters and the role of storytelling in maintaining cultural traditions and intergenerational ties. I hope you feel just as impacted from this story as I did. I truly hope that you take it into consideration and add it to your syllabus. I hope others that attend your class get as much from it as I did and realize how important American literature is today. I hope others get the opportunity and read this short story, and it will touch others in this class as well.